Welcome, everybody, to All Things Relevant, where it is 5 o'clock somewhere, because it's not here.
No.
We're running this a bit early in the morning today, but nothing wrong with that.
No. All the slots were taken. This was a super last minute deal, like Friday night last minute deal.
Yeah, actually.
So,
was it Friday?
Yeah.
I think it was yesterday, actually.
It was Friday.
Yeah, it was Friday.
It was Friday.
You're right, it was Friday. But anyways, what's up, bud?
Hey, you know what? The scientists are bringing things back from extinction.
Are they?
Yeah, the dire wolf. Did you hear about that?
I did not hear about this. This is news to me.
How do you not hear about that?
Well,
It's literally everywhere.
apparently not, because if it was everywhere, I would have seen it. I've been on Instagram and I haven't seen anything about. Of course, that's all that algorithm thing. Like whatever you're looking at, that's what it's gonna put. And I haven't been looking up any dire wolves.
You should.
So I guess that's why it hasn't brought it up to my attention.
There's 3 of them.
Tell me why lately I've been looking at face dancing.
I don't know, but the fact that they're bringing back dire wolves means that that's not good, because there's literally several movies on why that's a bad idea to bring back an extinct animal from back then.
Remind me, which was the dire wolf?
You just said it. It's a dire wolf.
So it's just a wolf?
It's a big ass wolf.
Didn't know that. I know I'd heard of.
You live under a rock.
But no, it's just there's certain things that interest me and there's certain things that don't. Apparently, a chick face dancing is what interests me. I don't know
your
why.
priorities are all over the place, buddy.
Huh?
Your priorities are all over the place.
Oh yeah, they are 100%.
Alec, you know anything about this dire wolf?
No, you need to tell me about it.
Oh my God, you too.
Okay, well enlighten us. You know so much about the dire wolf.
Yeah, he went extinct 10,000 years ago during the Stone Age, and very dangerous. With
the Flintstones.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Why not? And he was very big, and he ate everything in sight.
Holy, how big was this wolf?
3.5 foot tall and 6 foot long.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That was indeed a very big wolf.
That was huge.
3.5 feet tall.
You say
on
you
its
say
4
he.
legs.
On 4 legs.
You say he as in like one person. Is it like just one?
There's
wolf?
There's 2 males and a female.
That they're bringing back.
They already brought back. They're chilling.
Wait, they already brought it back?
They're chilling right now. All 3 of them. They brought them back.
They already brought him back to life.
Yes, they did. I swear to God.
Man, I need to see this.
Alec, look it up, Alec.
Look this up. This is pretty amazing news to me, actually. I like it.
How do you spell it?
DIRE, I think.
Yeah, dire wolf.
And then wolf.
But Google fixes that you know.
But yeah, it's what is it? Remus, and Khaleesi. They're all white.
Of course they would be.
Well,
Of course they would be white.
okay. Well, I guess so. If you want, I don't know. I don't know what they were back then. But
So who's next? Who's next?
they want to try to bring back the woolly
at that.
mammoth. Look at that. Look at them. See that?
Wow. 4 days ago. Is that it? That's the wolf?
That's them.
That's it right there.
That's them right there.
That was them as pups.
Yeah. That's them.
So how long ago did this happen? And is that them as pups?
That's them as pups. They're like 80 pounds now. So they're on a 2,000 acre private reserve. And they're getting ready to the next phase of them growing up is they're gonna the scientists are gonna introduce them to carcasses, like dead carcasses, animal carcasses, so they can see if they can hunt or not.
Click on that image right there. Alec, young Alec, yeah, the one where it's showing like the size difference. There's that one. But then there was also another one that was showing like, I think if you click next on that little arrow up there or something, whatever. Yeah. Look at that.
You see? You see that?
Holy junk, dude.
I'm
That's
good.
that's the reason why it's a bad idea to bring them back.
I'm good.
That's a terrible idea.
There's literally like 7 movies of why bringing back something from thousands of years ago is a bad idea.
Well, yeah, a lot of the things. I mean, and again, if a lot of the things that were alive back then that have died off, gone extinct, whatever, humanity has killed them and eaten them out of extinction. A lot of those things were freaking ginormous and very scary looking.
I mean, look at that.
I mean, I just see the lions and I'm like, holy crap, that lion's scary.
Oh yeah.
Damn, look at this thing.
Okay, all I'm saying though is if you're trying to win a dog sledding race and you got one of these motherfuckers on your side,
You're gonna win for sure.
Well, in the dog sledding race, it's how many of those dudes? There's the lead dog, and then they branch off into like how many more?
I don't know.
Probably about 6 more, maybe.
Maybe.
Or so like 3 in each line.
Yeah.
So 7 total. Imagine 7 of these suckers pulling you.
Oh yeah, you'll get there on light speed.
Oh, you're winning.
You're winning for. You only need 2.
They're gonna stop making cars with horsepower and say direwolf power. Yeah, but how much direwolf power is under that hood?
About 6. Oh damn.
Talking about 6, buddy. Oh, that's all I need, dude.
That's cool. I would have been happy before.
Dude, that thing's no joke.
But that's the big news of the day is they brought back direwolf and they howled after when they were puppies. Howled after 10,000 years.
Resurrected after 12,000 years.
Yep. Game of Thrones.
So if you can resurrect something from that far back, imagine something like a couple hundred years back, not even that far back.
Oh yeah, they're already talking about bringing back the thylacine, which is a small. How do you describe that?
That one sounds that name sounds familiar. But I don't know.
The only video of it they have is one that was in a zoo from 1930s or something like that, and it went extinct after that.
That's not the Tasmanian tiger, is it?
Yeah,
The thylacine, yeah.
yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
They're talking about bringing that back.
Oh, I'd like to see that one.
They're working on it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because then there was only one. No, well, so what I had read or seen on that one was at one point there was the 2, but then I believe by the time that it wasn't known that there was the female and the male, and by the time they found out that that they had both to try to recreate the species, right, or like whatever, then one of them had passed away. And so that's why they weren't able to get it going again. I think the last one that was left was the female or something like that. Anyways, it was too late by the time they found out. Oh crap! There was another one.
Yeah,
and we could have bred them and
brought them back.
Brought them back.
Oh, they're bringing them back somehow, buddy. Somehow,
man,
genetically, they're gonna bring them back.
I'm curious as to how long this study and all of this took for them to get to this point, like from point A to point B.
Years. It's on the guy who did it or who led the team to do that is on the Joe Rogan podcast.
I gotta check that
You
out.
gotta check it out, buddy.
Yeah, I've been slacking on Joe's podcast.
You gotta do it, man. You gotta get on there.
Yeah.
You can't slack when we go on there one day.
Huh?
What?
What you? I blinked out there for a bit.
You were thinking about the direwolf. That's why.
I am. I really am thinking about what that podcast is probably bringing. Like what information they got. So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you can't slack when we go on there.
No,
never.
Well, I'm going in there with A game.
There you go.
Probably A+, just to make sure.
We're taking Alec with us.
Oh, we're taking Alec with us, and we're like, hey, young Jamie, we need you to step aside. Just step outside.
Yeah, you know what? Both y'all can tag team this.
Or they could, like, both of them, right?
There you
Just
go.
be like, yeah.
one person on the audio, one person on the video.
Oh, yeah, like that. We're already thinking.
You see, he's not gonna. Joe Rogan don't know where he exists though.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
He will.
Well, definitely not with that mentality.
He's not wrong.
He's not.
He's not wrong.
This morning has been...
He's not a wrong guy.
It's been a great morning.
Yeah. A little bit.
A little bit.
But you never know. Like sometimes, even if you're not popular, you get someone at the right time when they're in the right mood. Just everything, the stars align. You'd be surprised on what you can accomplish.
Yeah, a lot of I've said this probably many of times. The whole it's not what you know, but who you know is very true.
Oh yeah.
I know my just not long ago. I was having a conversation with my cousin. Invited me over. You know, had a couple beers and we were talking. And he's like, "Man, he's like to where I was at when he's like I got done with. He went to oh man, what's that school for technology? Anyways, so he gets in after he graduates with this company and like he likes it and everything. But then he starts feeling like, man, I'm doing really great work and I've been doing it for a while, but I'm not." You know, I don't feel like I'm being appreciated. And then he had his info on LinkedIn, and he got hit up by a really like major networking company.
Was it Stark Industries?
No,
Okay.
just a little under that.
Oh, nice.
It was Shield actually.
Oh, nice. Even better.
No, but he gets hit up by a really big networking company, and they're like, "Hey, you know, we're really interested in, you know, we
Can
like."
you say the company name or?
I don't want to,
Okay,
just to
good.
kind of.
Yeah, I got you.
I mean, I don't think it's a big deal, but it's
No, I feel you.
his, you know, stuff. So
Yeah.
and so then he's like, he saw that they reached out to him. He's like, I don't know if this is something that's true. And then he talked with his wife. His wife's like, I mean, check it out. Worst that can happen is it's not true.
First it says no.
So yeah, exactly. So he's like, well, I'll check it out then. So he schedules a meeting or a call or whatever. Ends up talking with, like, okay, apparently it's legit. And then the company is like, okay, well, we really like what we discussed, and we already liked what we saw as far as your LinkedIn. So we're gonna make, you know, an offer. We'll send it to you. You'll let us know. Mm-hmm. And he's like, all right, you know. And he didn't want to at first, even after he got done with the meeting. He's like, I mean, I don't really think I'm going to do it. I mean, now I know it's legit, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm just not in a place that. Mm-hmm. Well, the offer came in and that quickly changed.
Oh, I bet. I'm sure it was a very good offering.
He saw the offer and he's like, what the shit? And then he presents it to his wife, and his wife is like, are you serious? This is real? Mm-hmm. He's like, yes, this is real. This is the offer they gave me. And yeah, he's living great to where like he works remote, he works at home here and there, goes to the office. Wife doesn't have to work; she can stay at home, and he has 2 kids.
Wow.
Yeah,
that sounds like a very good offer.
yeah, that was a good offer. I'm like, wow, nice, and he's an easygoing guy.
Hey, good for him.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
very
good for
happy
him.
for him.
Good for anybody that can be successful.
Well, what made me got me a little bit choked up and even happier was that he thanked me, because he's like, I got into this field in as far as technology and computers and stuff because of you. Mm-hmm. He's like, I had no interest in any of this. He's like, then I get over here, because he would come visit for the summers, visit his dad. Eventually, he ended up staying to live, but he lived with myself and my family for a while. So we were always around each other, and so he'd see when I was down the rabbit hole, when I was very into, you know, learning computers and all that back then. And he's like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I looked this up and I read this. I'm trying to see if I could do it. And then that piqued his interest. And then after that, he just took off on his own. And now he's like doing really, really well. And I'm happy for him.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
He didn't bring the direwolf back, but
No, I mean, that's.
he's still doing great things.
Of all the extinct animals, they could have brought the dodo bird, something less vicious.
Hey,
No,
it was probably a dire situation.
probably.
Boom.
But of all the creatures they brought back one of the most vicious ones. And then they're thinking about, the guy said he's thinking about bringing back a less dangerous saber-toothed tiger.
A less dangerous saber-toothed
I don't
tiger.
know how that's less dangerous.
I'm
but-
going to give my 5-year-old kid a less dangerous shotgun.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, here, this one doesn't hurt as much.
The only reason they haven't done it is because they can't figure out the color pattern of what it was back then.
Huh.
That's what's stopping him, or stopping them, the team.
The color pattern.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you have to watch it. You have to listen to
I
it.
think I do have to, because all I'm thinking about right now when I'm hearing, hey, we can do this. We got this. We can make it happen. But what color?
What was he?
You know? Like,
What was he?
what was he? It was like, apparently they found out real easily that the direwolf was white. But what color was the saber-toothed tiger?
Why couldn't he be black?
That's where I was going.
I don't know. You got to ask the guy from Joe Rogan.
That's where I was going. I was like, yeah, of course it's a white freaking animal, but sure.
You got to ask the CEO of biotech.
I will be reaching out to you, sir.
And he wanted to bring back a manatee the size of a whale. That existed back then. But the problem is they can't do it because that animal went extinct 100,000 or 100 years before the 18th century or something like that. So there's really nothing where they can find bones of that animal.
Wow.
It went extinct way, way back then. So.
Wait, are we talking still way before dinosaurs?
No.
So how can they find dinosaur bones, but they can't find this bones?
Because it was more likely in the water and it went to the bottom of the ocean or something.
Oh, yeah, no, that's over and done with.
It was a manatee. It was a whale-sized manatee. So.
Jeez. Wow, that's crazy.
That is crazy. He shows a picture of it on Joe Rogan. He shows a picture. That thing's massive.
Wait. But they can't find bones of this, right?
I guess not. I don't know.
So how did they know it existed?
I have no idea. You have to ask him.
Huh.
I'm only relaying what he told me.
Right. But then that got my attention right now. We're like, okay, you can't find bones of this. How do you know
I'm
this
sure
thing
he
existed?
explained it, but I was like half listening, half
I got you.
working and listening at the same time.
Yeah. I'll check into that one of these days on a drive or something like that.
You should.
Because it sounds interesting.
It is. Very interesting.
I don't know that I would really care. Like, I'm curious for the dodo bird only because it's like, man, how stupid was this thing, right? Mm-hmm. Supposedly that's the story.
Yeah.
That it was too dumb to, like, make it through because it couldn't evolve. Like, it was a stupid bird. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I think that was the start of KFC.
Possibly.
And the thing just tasted really good. They're like, dude, fry this up.
Fry it up.
All the goddamn time.
Give it to the colonel.
What are we eating tonight, family? I'm thinking some dodo bird. Want to fry that bad boy? Yeah, man, grill it.
Maybe. Have some grilled chicken.
I really do think that's what happened. I think that's what happened with a lot of animals that went extinct. Mm-hmm. I know there's like, they come up with a lot of, conjectures as to like, oh, what happened to it? I really do think a lot of these animals were used, like they killed them off because they're like, okay, the fur or they were really tasty. Oh, yeah. And I mean, this was the thing back then,
that's
right?
what's happening to tuna. Tuna fish. Tuna fish are going extinct because we get like, we will catch like 300,000 of them at a time. Yeah. In these giant nets.
I mean, large amounts of cans of tuna in the stores. Mm-hmm. And I mean,
they should bring back the tuna fish then.
They're probably going to have to pretty soon. I mean, if they're going extinct, I mean, eventually I'm sure they'll farm them in somewhere and keep them safe and repopulate.
This feels like some Rick and Morty shit. Like, oh, I accidentally killed you, so I made a clone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. It's freaky. It questions. What do y'all think about the morality on all that?
Do you have something to say on that?
The morality of what them just cloning animals?
The cloning the animals. Because it's only so long until if it hasn't happened already, right? Well, that's a different matter, but we'll get to that soon. Mm-hmm. But it's only long until they clone people.
Well, I'm sure they've already started cloning people. We just don't know about it yet.
That's what I'm saying. That goes down a different ladder. But what do you think about what he asked about the morality of that?
I mean, I can get where it can be bad, but it's like bringing back a direwolf, cloning a direwolf is like, they probably should have started off with like a squirrel or something instead of a vicious animal like that.
Yeah, I got a big old gallon of water over here I'm about to sip on.
As far as...
Don't laugh at me because you have to drink it a little weird.
As far as the morality of it, I don't know. I could see where some people can fight it and be like, well, that's wrong. Why are you doing that? But I can also see like, well, the scientists really just wanted to see how far they can go and see what they could bring back as well. So I don't know if that's kind of, I guess for me, it's kind of like a challenging question to answer for me because it's like, I see where it's bad, but I also see where it's not as well. You know what I mean? I also see like, you could be angry, but then why do you care at the same time?
Well, if you're gonna have a wolf chasing you to eat you, I definitely care for sure, 100%. Me myself, I view it in this way, I think it's really awesome on the end of what humanity is able to achieve, right?
Yeah.
Like, just exactly how intelligent we can become to where, like, we are, reviving something that no longer exists.
Yeah, 12,000 years ago.
12,000 years ago, and now we're like, hey, now we have it here. And, I mean, obviously, it's a scary beast, but at the same time, you can't help but to admire, how magnificent because it's a beautiful looking wolf, for sure. I mean, it looks amazing. But then at the same time, I have this conflict where I feel like you're playing God.
Oh yeah, 100 big time. And I think that's where people are going to be upset about is, well, actually they talk about it on the Joe Rogan podcast where he said that people have actually told the guy, the CEO of Biotech, that you're pretty much playing God.
Yeah,
and he's just, and if I remember right, he was pretty much as like, well, no, we just want to see how far we can go, or see if it was even possible. And the crazy thing is now that they know that it's possible to bring back something that old, now they want to test the waters with this saber-tooth tiger and this dodo bird and some other stuff, So they're literally doing Jurassic Park with Stone Age animals.
Yeah.
And then the next step is after they accomplish all that, they plan on seeing if they can bring back dinosaurs, which I don't. That's a horrible idea. At that point, you have to try to ride one or go hunting.
Well, as somebody who has that mentality where, like, here and there, because, like, growing up, we just mentioned this. When I was growing up in school, I used to like to get involved with, like, I've always liked computers. So I used to, investigate on how to do certain things. I was really amazed by one time where I saw that somebody had, I mean, now it's probably not a big thing, but back then, somebody's like able to get the Apple operating system on a PC. And I thought that was cool. And I was like, well, I want to know if I can do that. And then I tried it and I did. Mm-hmm. And then, so I can get the mentality of this guy where he's like, well, we're just trying to see how far. I mean, they're breaking barriers, for sure. I mean, bringing back an extinct animal. So I can get that mentality. But then at the same time, you have to think about how dangerous that mentality is, right? And this presets back to, our fathers, right? Like being Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
I mean, Eve was like, oh, I can become like God? Fuck yeah. Took a bite of the fruit. And look at the shithole we're in now.
We're not living in paradise.
Exactly. So then you when you think about that, you're like, I mean, yeah, great. I mean, see how far you can go, but there's certain barriers you should not break.
And there's a reason why dinosaurs, direwolves, and all these ancient animals went extinct. Mm-hmm. God and nature chose them for extinction for a reason, and it's because humans cannot live with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I say, nature will always win at the end. Always. You're never going to beat nature. And there's a reason why nature got rid of those animals. Because nature knew that we cannot coexist with each other. I mean, look how big that dire wolf was.
Oh, for sure.
You're telling me that we can coexist with something that big? No.
Not in its state of aggressiveness, for sure.
No.
But I mean, I think it goes back to something else too. Like you talking about nature. Like, for example, I was talking about how seeing a lion, it's scary to me, right? Mm-hmm. I don't see lions here in Houston, and not unless I'm going to the zoo.
Yeah.
So it also depends, because as humans, we're like that. We're curious.
Oh yeah.
And I think people just got really curious about this animal, and then they started being around it too much, and the animal was like, "Nah, dude.
No way, homie.
I don't want to be around you." It's the reason why they're off out there on their own. You know what I mean? And most animals are like that. They're territorial. It's like, hey, this is my property. What are you doing here? Yeah. But we don't care about that.
No.
As human beings, we're like, well, no, but I want that piece of land, and now it's mine.
Mm-hmm. And on that same reserve, that same private reserve that those diros are on, there's another wolf there that went extinct. That it's called the red wolf, and it's a little bit small. It's smaller, but it didn't go extinct. I don't think it went extinct that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But that was really the first one where they were like, let's try it, and they brought it back to red wolf, and it's a beautiful animal.
So they also brought back this red wolf as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the red wolf that they brought back and the dire wolf.
They just love wolves, I guess.
Apparently they love wolves. This guy loves wolves.
He loves wolves, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know how how long that red wolf is going to live with 3 dire wolves on that same property when they get to full adulthood.
Because I'm pretty sure, I guess the red wolf doesn't get as big as the dire wolf is like the...
Yeah, it's the biggest
He's
wolf.
the alpha.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The red wolf is, I think, a little bit bigger than the wolves we have now.
Okay.
I think so. I don't know.
Just slightly, maybe ever so bigger.
It's dramatically smaller than a dire wolf. I know that.
Well, she's 3.5 feet tall.
Yeah, and 6 feet long.
Damn.
And then when that sucker is on standing up on 2 legs.
Imagine that. Man, you know what? I'd like to get one of those to protect my property.
I don't think you won't.
Just hopefully it doesn't eat me, right?
Oh, it's gonna eat you for sure.
It's like not even put beware of dog, beware of dire wolf.
But people should learn to control chihuahuas before they get a wolf.
Those fucking shits can't be controlled. Goddamn fucking chihuahuas.
You know, I saw a documentary one time.
On chihuahuas?
It had to do with chihuahuas. There was they did like 40 different people that claimed their dog would protect them if an intruder broke in.
I've seen that.
And the first like 39 were like big Dobermans, pit bulls, German shepherds, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them, when the robber actually like ran at the dog and threatened them, the dog got scared and ran away. Like the dog did not protect anyone's property until they got to someone with a Chihuahua and a Pomeranian. 2 little tiny dogs. Those motherfuckers, they did not let up. You can throw them to the other side of the room. They still run back and jump on the robber. Like
And tried like biting him and all that good stuff. Wow.
They don't. They're the scariest. I mean, they're not really the scariest, but they're the ones that will actually do something.
Yeah. They will.
Yeah.
Little dogs are freaking aggressive, which is amazing to me.
Oh yeah.
They're like, I don't care that I'm small. Like, they probably pissed first, right? And then they were like, all right, let's do this.
They said, hold on, Chief. Let me take a whiz first, and then we'll...
Real quick.
Hold on.
All right, I'm ready.
I got you. Showtime.
Yeah, little dogs definitely got short man syndrome.
Oh, yeah, big time.
They do.
Like,
Man, they spark quick. Any little thing is like, "Pow," and you're like, what the hell, dude?
That's funny, because when I had my Chihuahua, she wasn't like that. She was
No.
like the most calm Chihuahua in the world. It was awesome.
What about with visitors that like they weren't acquainted with? Like they wouldn't need.
She was one of the rare ones. She really like loved everybody. I probably only heard her bark like probably a handful of times since I've had her.
So on that note, let me ask you this: because we're talking about cloning people.
Okay.
So or cloning the cloning of animals. I'm sorry. So like the dire wolf, and then we were talking about how far is it until they do like cloning people, right? Do you and you mentioned that's if they're not doing it already. Do you think that has already happened where they've already cloned people?
Yeah.
Think so?
100%. Kevin Hart.
You think Kevin Hart's a clone?
Yeah. 100%.
Why do you think that?
You remember that real bad accident he had?
I do not.
I
didn't know he was in an accident.
Yeah, it was a while back though. This is a long time ago. He was essentially in an accident that probably should have killed him, but somehow made a miraculous recovery. And there's just certain things that he does that doesn't add up from when you first see him, like when he was first coming up in the industry.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? They're just those,
Okay. Yeah.
So, but like I know they said he's one of them. Man, they're pretty much like half of the celebrities out there. Like they're saying they're like cloned or something.
I definitely have heard of that, like where a lot of people speculate that many of these celebrities, politicians.
Kanye West, they said Kanye West is one of them. That the crazy Kanye West, where he was being out of pocket about everything.
I think they fucked up on that one.
Yeah. They're saying that
they did a little bit too much of Chemical X on him.
I guess they said that the Kanye that that you see that's out of pocket on everything, like that goes crazy, that's the clone, and the one that's calm and quiet, that's the real Kanye. So
Yeah, it's tough to say, especially when you find out news like this where they've cloned something that went extinct 12,000 years ago. But there, I know there's speculations definitely within the entertainment industry that people are clones. I know I've heard that people say M is a clone.
Eminem.
Eminem. Some people are like Eminem's a clone. I'm like,
No,
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think
so.
M is a clone. Kanye, maybe. Kevin Hart. I don't know. I think the whole accident thing. I mean, you hear about a lot of stuff where people are like, "Man, you should have died,
Yeah,
and you didn't."
that's the thing. Is like all this stuff is just rumors.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Right.
It's just stuff that I've heard from internet and people and stuff. It's like a lot of. I mean, they point to the that it could be true, but it's like you would never know unless you see it yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I could find out one thing. Y'all were here yesterday, right? Y'all did a session with me yesterday.
No.
What?
Oh shit!
See,
I got news for you then.
Is there someone trying to be us?
No, we got clones. There's no way. There's no way anybody's cloning me.
That or me.
They're like, no, we're done with this fuck nut. But I find that interesting to talk about just because, like you said, we would never know unless we actually saw it ourselves.
Yeah.
But at some given point, right? Like we all know what the life expectancy of a person is. I think it works out more to clone somebody in the sense of like Kevin Hart, like with the accident thing.
Yeah.
Because if you got somebody around from Hollywood 200, 300 years old, you're like, something's up here, bro.
Well, Walt Disney's frozen in cryo, right?
I want to say I heard something about that.
Yeah, because they're waiting. That supposedly he didn't actually like die, but he's actually cryo frozen right now. That waiting to come back until something. That's what I've heard.
Well, Disney needs him back strongly for sure. Yeah, they're having a tough go at it over there in Wally World.
Wally World.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for the Lilo and Stitch movie. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, they actually
The
did
live
good.
action one.
They
It
actually
looks
did-
like they're sticking.
Yeah,
they
they
to
actually
it.
did good with that one. I'm proud of them for that. But they should probably just stop doing live action remakes though altogether after this one.
I really enjoyed the Mufasa movie.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Okay.
That was pretty good.
Was it political?
No,
Okay.
no, I didn't sense really anything political about it. I think it was just a really solid, good story. Delivered a really good message.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's
I
rare.
mean, there might have been a hint of feminism in it, but it was so small. Like it was so minor that you wouldn't even pay attention to it. Overall, the message was, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie or something of the sort.
Spoiler.
Well, not really a spoiler, but
It's a spoiler.
kind of.
a spoiler.
At the end of the movie, it was more of
Coming of age.
it was more one of those things where if everybody sticks together, you can overcome anything, and it doesn't matter what your background is. You can achieve greatness, even by starting at the very bottom of everything. I really enjoyed that movie.
Oh, okay.
They should definitely bring Disney back. I think he definitely.
You know what movie they shouldn't do live action, which I'm actually surprised they haven't, is the Toy Story movies. I feel like they need to keep that one as a cartoon.
I don't know.
Would you want to see them do a live action Toy Story?
It sounds trippy.
That does sound trippy. That's
Think
what I'm
so?
saying. I don't think I would want to see that.
Well, I probably wouldn't want to see one either. Not because I think it's trippy. I just feel like it's one of those movies that's a classic where you can't touch it. Like it's just it's fine.
That's what we said about Snow White and all these other movies too. And they did it anyway.
Yeah. Well, that comes back to that whole mentality. Like, how far can we go? Now we're gonna make this movie and it looks real. It's a real lions kind of looking deal. And then sure. But bring Disney back. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The good Disney.
The good Disney.
Not the woke Disney. The real.
And you know the thing about technology though, like for instance, like cloning, you know, it's just like a phone, right? Like with phones and applications, like they're really great, and they're always meant and designed to do good, but there's always somebody who's going to use it for something bad,
Oh yeah.
right?
100%.
So with the cloning, that's where I'm concerned with. Like, damn, what if this gets implemented into cloning or bringing back something like, evil, like Hitler?
No, I don't think they're gonna bring back Hitler.
Well, a lot of people didn't think Hitler would become president of Germany.
Well, he was more like he took it over by force.
No, he definitely, it's political, right? Like he definitely promised a lot of fake things. Like he definitely delivered things that people wanted to hear and say, "Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. This guy, I like him." And then when he got into office, then that's when he showed his true colors. He's like, black tacos, whatever it was.
No, you're not wrong. There was actually a lot of Americans like Henry Ford that endorsed him.
Oh,
There you go.
They like straight up before he ended up declaring war, a lot of people were not against him at all. But then, all that shit happened.
Yeah.
Things changed.
Well, that's not good.
And that's definitely, I think, how it all played out. But that's every politician.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Anytime you're watching these elections, you're like seeing these promises they're going to make and how they're going to change this and that and the third, and then half of what they tell you they don't even do. And I really do think this is what happened with Hitler. Is he was the face of something better for Germany at the time, and a lot of people bought it because, of course, why wouldn't you? And if somebody tells you something that you really want, that sounds great, that sounds good, you're going to want in on it, and you're going to want it to come true. But words are only words until they become actions. If there's anything I've learned in life, especially more recently, words are only words until they become actions. And he more than likely gave them a lot of good words, great speeches. I mean, you've seen the videos where he's like, his hair's just moving around.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like passionate. And those people bought into it.
He was very convincing.
Oh, yeah.
Very
And then he gets in and it's like, holy fuck. What did we just do? Somebody built a time machine. Go back to when this thing's a baby and put a bullet through it.
I don't know if they're gonna do all that.
Maybe he wasn't loved. His mom didn't hug him enough.
I just think he was a crazy guy. I think he was obsessed with power, and then he took over Germany.
You think that maybe there really is a cure for dementia?
Oh yeah, there's a cure for everything. They just don't want to release it because they make more on treatments than they would on treating it the first go around. The same with cancer.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
So I mean, there could be a cure for everything. It's just a matter of it's money. It's money. It's all it is. It's the hospitals and everything can charge more with treatments, like multiple treatments, rather than, oh, here, take this and you're good. They don't make any money that way.
Like, really think about it. Like, really think about this discussion we're having, and then, like, wait a minute. You're telling me you can bring back something that died 12,000 years ago? 12,000 years ago.
Yeah.
You replicated it. You brought it back. But you can't cure cancer.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's true.
It seems a little freaking outlandish.
Yeah. I mean, and what they brought the direwolf, they only used, I think, a tooth that they found to bring it back. A tooth.
Wow. A tooth.
Yeah.
Huh. Not even. Well, I'm pretty sure did they later like gather more like bones and stuff or whatever?
I think he said he did, but at the time when they brought these three back, they used a tooth. So they were using fragments of an old tooth, I think.
So everything they needed, the structure of this beast was just in a tooth.
I think so. That's kind of scary. That's all, something as small as a tooth, and that's all they need. So.
Well, it's like when somebody passes away in like some kind of crazy accident or gets murdered and all that stuff, like forensics, they'll look at dental records. That makes kind of makes sense. I guess there's something in our teeth.
I don't know. The calcium, maybe.
Know what it is?
Well, you were a dental assistant, shouldn't you know?
No, I wouldn't know that full stuff. Well, I know for sure they look at dental records because file-wise, right, they'll be like, okay, this person had a crown on the front tooth. And then they'll look at the cadaver, the corpse, whatever, and they'll be like, oh, no, this person doesn't even have a crown there. So they'll knock that off and say, okay, well, that's not the person then. But if everything matches according to like, and then they had a filling on this tooth, and then, this one's missing, then they put it together and they're like, oh, yeah, that's that person.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think, I wouldn't know the science behind, okay, if they're able to use just a tooth to be like, we're going to replicate this beast. I mean, I'm sure there's more to it there, but it's far beyond what I would even know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I would have no clue on how to do all that.
Animal, though, how about this? Animal you would want them to bring back if,
What animal
Yeah.
I want them to bring back? I don't know. That's a good one.
Because Alec, what'd you say, Alec? You want him to bring back the dodo bird?
I never said that.
Oh, okay.
Don't put words in his mouth. What's wrong with you?
And I thought maybe that's what he's.
Jesus Christ.
Do you know what animal you would like?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
That is a very good question.
Okay, hear me out. If we
Okay.
can train them,
What?
brontosauruses would be very useful.
How would a brontosaurus be very useful?
So do y'all know what a brontosaurus is?
I'm not. I
So
wanna
you know
say I've heard.
the really long neck dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like a giraffe. Imagine using those to like work on buildings and skyscrapers and stuff like that. If we can train them.
No.
Well, I mean, they already have technology for that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be something more for like personal home use,
Do you think
it's-
it'd be for like poor
instead
countries?
of buying Windows, Pro or whatever, or like or Windows, I don't know, whatever is businessy, right? You buy Windows Home. We need a Brontosaurus Home, Home Edition.
Yeah, I don't know what I'd want to bring back, honestly. That's a good question.
Yeah. That's because I don't think I want anything to be brought back.
Yeah, I know. Like, pretty much all the insects from there, too, were like 3 times, or, like, roaches
Huge.
were like this big.
Yeah.
Do we
The
really
kids-
want those? Could
for
you
the-
imagine coming home and seeing a roach this big on your fridge?
For people who can't see him, he's doing this big. Right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So you can't see because he doesn't have a camera on him. Right here.
Yeah,
But
we need to grab that 4th camera someday.
Yeah. We gotta talk to our buddy Young Gones.
I'm thinking about honestly just buying something cheap to put on myself.
Oh, you should. You should get your GoPro. Even though GoPros aren't cheap, though.
No, they're not.
They're not. They're not.
No,
cheap.
but there's cameras on Amazon that are dirt cheap that will at least get my pretty face.
Get the scientist to make you one.
And that stylish hair of yours.
That's stylish hair.
Yeah. Maybe I could get a brontosaurus to go.
There you go. There you go. I don't know. What about you, Sal?
Man, I don't know. Was there ever like a?
I'll be honest with you. One thing I would brought back was a dire wolf, and that already happened. So
Was there anything that was like the cheetah but bigger back then?
I'm sure there was. Everything was bigger back
Something
then.
like that.
Low key velociraptors.
Oh,
Yeah, the
no.
Velociraptors, something like that.
Well, they say velociraptors were very dumb back in the day.
I mean, velociraptors would probably be the worst one to bring back, honestly.
Yeah,
Well,
those-
you're thinking of the Jurassic Park velociraptors. They said that that's not accurate.
Yeah, I've heard things where they're like, yeah, that's not really how they were, and that supposedly they were actually even bigger than
No.
the size that they put on the movie. That's what I heard.
I've heard that they were a lot smaller and more furry, more feathery.
I have heard the feathery one.
And then they were really just stupid. That's what I've heard. They said Jurassic Park kind of zhuzhed them up a little bit.
Yeah, no, my favorite land animal is the cheetah.
I don't see how. What's amazing? I have no idea how we got to this subject of favorite animals.
Well, we're talking about how they
That's
brought
crazy
this
because you're the
dire
one
wolf.
that asked it.
I did.
No, I
Yeah, you were like,
No.
what animal would we bring back?
No, Sal's the one.
no,
that
I
asked
did.
it.
Oh, that
I
was
was like,
you?
what would be
Oh,
what
okay,
favorite
okay,
animal would
okay.
you want to bring back?
Yeah, keep up,
Never mind.
Alec.
I'm just
Jesus
accusing
Christ.
people for no reason.
How much meat are you drinking over there?
He hasn't had any. Dude, still.
Which,
I'll
by
take
the
a
way,
sip right now.
guys,
It's
we
too
did
early.
get our Mythical Buzz bottles in, and we got a new newer flavor. It's called Arrows
Arrows.
or Arrows.
It tasted a little
All
bit.
right.
Aroused.
It tastes a little bit appley. You said it's orange flavor?
Yeah, I said don't quote me. I said it. I think it's.
Well, I
orange,
just did.
but it could be apple.
Arise.
Maybe I don't know. If Alex was here, he'd be able to tell us.
This was like super last minute, so he wanted to come. This was just too early for him to come.
Yeah, but we're planning on getting him back on. He's got a lot of interesting conversation,
He does. He does. The meat business is doing good.
and that there's a lot of wisdom behind that beard.
That beard and that scalp.
It's got him wised up.
Rise.
But yeah, I don't know if there was anything back then that was fast, like something like a cheetah, but like bigger. I love cheetahs. They're freaking awesome. Their metabolism is super fast, just like they run, and they need that.
Yeah. You know, cheetahs are very skittish.
Skittish.
They're skittish animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be too if I could run fucking 80 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Well, you know, is it leopards or cheetahs? One of the two. People freak out when they see like golden retrievers in their enclosures at the zoo. But what it is I forget which of the two it is, but they have real bad anxiety. So in a way, they don't harm humans. So they can. So you, in a way, you can pet them and play with them like a cat, but they don't recommend that you take one home.
Oh, it must be the cheetah.
Yeah, I think it is a cheetah.
It must be the cheetah.
Because
I think a lot of big cats have that anxiety. You just
man,
all it takes is one moment of them to not have that anxiety for you to regret.
yeah.
messing
Yeah,
with
definitely.
But they said cheetahs are like humans can walk up to them and pet them, and obviously they don't recommend you do that. But they suffer from so much anxiety and just very skittish that they'll bring in golden retriever dogs to help them with that, and the cheetahs will look at them as one of their own.
Wow.
And they'll actually take orders from the dog instead of them bossing them around.
Huh.
It's interesting. You should look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely, because I had seen a documentary not too long ago about cheetahs, and it was about a mother cheetah taking care of her two youngs, and then I learned that they definitely have to catch what they're hunting because it takes up so much of their energy. I mean, they're freaking running fast as fuck, right? So they definitely have to catch whatever it is that they're hunting, because if not, their next go is going to be probably less successful because they're so tired.
Oh yeah.
But what's interesting is once they've caught their prey, like they'll they're good to where they'll eat, and then you'll see their stomach expand, obviously. But 2 hours later, it's back to how like their stomach was before. Like that's how fast their metabolism is.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, dude, imagine that if we can have that ability.
I wish I was like that.
Like, yeah, I just friggin' ate 5 pounds of meat or whatever.
I don't know.
then-
You'd be spending more on food.
That's true too.
And then, hey, 2 hours later, my abs are back in. Like, oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
I mean, it's essential what bodybuilders and powerlifters do.
Yeah.
They eat, and they spend thousands of dollars on food because they're constantly eating to fuel their body.
You want to help your metabolism when working out? Sauna,
Yeah, they say sauna's really good.
Yeah.
especially for hydration. Like it'll get
true.
it'll get all the water out of you. If you're trying to do that gallon challenge, especially sweating is going to be your key to being able to get to that whole gallon.
Oh, no, I get through it. And I piss like crazy.
You're a pissy guy.
I'm
Huh?
like, okay, I got to go pee. And this is all coming out.
Sal, we're in the middle of a meeting. I don't care.
I don't care. Look, I'm either stepping out for this restroom, I'm pissing right here. Like, I'm telling you this right now. And at that point, then I got to go home and change.
I gotta go. I might as well just work from home.
Which I might as well just work from home at that point.
because I'm not coming back. We're off to Walkers again, fellers.
It's all right.
It's okay.
You know, I wonder if they could clone
What? You?
Benjamin Franklin.
I don't. Why? Why do you want that?
That guy was actually kind of interesting.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just recently
nice.
heard a few little things about him, and apparently he would run experiments at his home because they ended up finding a bunch of bones in like his basement.
Oh, he was a serial killer.
And so that's just, they don't know what it was. Like they're like, okay, some of these bodies might have been, you know, it was probably from corpse, like dead bodies, but then some of them seemed like they were bodies that had been alive. It's like missing people, and he'd bring them in for experiments. Why, look, see if you can find something on that. Alec, that talks about Benjamin, how they found bodies in Benjamin Franklin's.
Oh, look, the direwolf.
Oh, look, the direwolf again.
What a nice guy. What a nice looking animal.
But apparently he would like run experiments on like on bodies.
So you mean to tell me he was Frankenstein?
So there is this thought that maybe he was like kind of like a serial killer. They want to think it was all for the advancement of, you know, science, but you know,
What I put dead bodies.
yeah, put Benjamin Franklin dead bodies under his basement. There you go. Yeah, so were indeed discovered. So this is factual. Indeed discovered in the basement of Benjamin Franklin's former London residence at 36 Craven Street, while the remains were found in the late 1990s.
Whoa.
Late 1990s. So they were not connected to Franklin or any dark dealings of his. The bodies were, they were. They were. The bodies were the result of an illegal anatomy school run by Benjamin Franklin's friend and house guest William Hewson, a British surgeon and an.
Oh no!
Come on, you don't think that Benjamin knew about this shit?
He has some knowledge of it.
It could be one of those things where it's like you've got a bad friend, and you may not be necessarily too involved in it, but you don't have the heart to cancel him or to get him in trouble.
I mean, maybe, sure. I mean, it's different times, but still, like, when you think about, you know, the fact that it's Benjamin Franklin, you're like, okay, this guy might have, you know, he might have been trying to investigate some stuff and find out about the human body and stuff, and, you know, why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Interesting.
When I ran into that, I'm like, Benjamin Franklin was a serial killer.
And he may have, a lot of back then, it was probably easier to get away with murder back then than it is now.
100%. Yeah, definitely. People missing back then. Anything could have happened to him. What do you mean Timmy never came home? Yeah, he was out. He said he was going to go out playing in the forest with his buddy, and he never came back.
Well, see, that was your first mistake.
That was your first mistake. Why'd you let him go? You know how many dire wolves are out there?
They're still around. You know that, right? They're hungry.
Well, especially back then, if you were like a minority or a woman, and something happened to you, they're like, okay, we'll check. We don't know.
It's like, you know what? Yeah, we'll look at. Oh shit, that's pretty late.
I don't
know
got
what?
the time.
We'll probably not be able to look into that today. Maybe tomorrow. Nah, probably never.
If I remember.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought that. I just thought that was.
If it crosses my mind.
That is pretty crazy how. Well, I don't know too much about how things ran back then. I only know so little, but there is talk that women weren't treated very well back in those days. I don't know how true that is, and neither do the feminists.
Nope. The only thing you can go off is history books and documentaries,
and even those you got to be, you got to be careful with them. I think a lot of what we learn in school is not true.
Yeah.
As far as history.
Oh yeah, maybe.
As far as history, I mean, like science, chemistry, like it.
A lot of that stuff is outdated.
Like
too.
you experiment, so you do realize, oh, okay, you can do this with this liquid. That's great.
Nice. I just created fire.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, there's proof. But the history, like books, like, okay, how do I know this is true? How do I know you're not just feeding me this information to make it sound this way and it never really happened that way?
That's the education system, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, that is how it goes. Only thing that has changed in the education system that I wish would have been maybe something happening a lot more back in the days.
What?
Teachers sleeping with their students.
I wouldn't have minded that when I was in high school.
I don't think.
I'm just saying.
I don't think any boy would. But And it's also a double standard because if it's a boy sleeping with a female teacher, all the guys are like, hell yeah. But if it's a dude sleeping with a girl student, then you want to kill that guy.
I've always been so like wishy-washy about that because I'm like, you know what? If a female teacher does that, she is wrong. She is a weirdo. She's a pedo.
Oh yeah.
But I know it's weird to say but every guy knows what I'm talking about when I say but.
Every guy does know.
If it was me,
But if it was me, yeah.
I wouldn't say anything.
So what was the teacher look like? Holy fuck. Good for you.
But then if it's the girl sleeping with the male teacher, then you're like, oh no, man, we
you're
gotta
like,
get
nah,
rid of that
dude,
guy.
Come on, guy.
Come on, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do that to her.
And we talked about that one time.
It's a double standard.
We talked about that thing with Young Gones when he was here as a guest, and we did touch bases on that topic where it is a double standard. I mean, in every sense, it's wrong.
In both ways, it's wrong.
it's weird though because normally when there's a double standard like that, it's not like it's us guys that are doing the double standard because we're the ones that are like, oh, it's cool.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, normally when I talk to most women about it, they agree that the woman teachers and the male teachers are both like weird.
Oh, they're
But
both.
when I talk to dudes about it, they're like, if she's fine.
I mean, it's wrong either way.
Yeah.
Both ways, it's still wrong.
yeah.
You know, you shouldn't be doing that.
Speaking about that and history, my 10th grade history teacher was really nice.
Oh, nice.
No, she was really nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't get lucky, did you?
No.
You wanted to?
He wanted to be on the news.
No, I didn't want to be on the news. I wanted to be on something. Shout out to my history teacher.
It's all
She's
bad.
going to see this episode.
I highly doubt it.
It's all bad people. We're not condoning it at all.
Yeah, we're not saying it's great.
Well, what was this? This was in high school?
Yeah, 10.
So how old
yeah,
is she
10.
now?
I don't know.
But that's not going to stop you.
It might.
It depends. You know, has she let herself go? You know, there's a couple variables there. She still looks anything like back in 10th.
Okay.
Definitely.
I don't know where we're going with this anymore.
Hit me up, history from teacher from 10th grade history.
You're sending us in a different direction, Sal. I don't know where we're going.
I don't think we're going anywhere with this sit down. I think we're just kind of.
Well, we were doing good for a while until you started reminiscing about your high school teacher.
It's good memories. I mean,
I think we know who he's going to clone.
No.
We finally figured it out.
There you go.
yes. You know what? Yes.
Well, don't do that, Sal.
Okay, so somebody you could. You would want to bring back or clone.
Oh, no.
Entertainment wise. That's passed away entertainment wise, music, movies, could be anything.
Paul Walker. So he can finish off make the Fast and Furious movies good again.
Should be a hat.
It should.
It should be a cap.
Should. We should make caps for our podcast.
Make Fast and the Furious great again.
It used to be one of my favorite movies. I haven't even seen the last one.
Me neither.
I didn't bother.
After he passed away, it's just been like, it's more actiony, not more racing, and no more. It's not about cars anymore.
We
racing.
don't got enough good racing movies or
We
TV
don't.
shows.
We really don't.
And that was like the only big one. And then they made it an action movie.
Yeah, after Tokyo Drift, it turned into action ridiculousness stuff, and
You know, and I stuck with it till he was in it pretty much. As far as like where I actually felt some kind of interest in it. And then when he was out of the picture, then I didn't really care anymore. I think the last one that came out was when was that? When was the last one that came out?
a couple years ago.
A couple years back. I remember I went to see it only because my ex-wife wanted to see it. And other than that, I didn't care for it. That's the only reason I went. But I can't recall one that after him where I was like, this is a great movie. Like everything after that was like, okay, great, you know, effects and computer work, but and really the most thing that I enjoyed from those after him were just the cars that they brought out. They brought these really nice looking cars out, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I didn't care for it.
Yeah, same here. I mean, it's like after Tokyo Drift, really is when it kind of went downhill because it got too actiony after that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but the first one's always going to be the GOAT. The first one's always going to be the best one.
I liked part 2 a lot too.
I did too.
Yeah,
but for me, I think the first one's really.
Even Mendez was pretty in that one.
She was.
Yeah,
she was. And then, but I've always preferred the first one just because that was a true traditional racing about cars, and then the second one followed the same formula in a way. And Tokyo Drift was something new. It was drifting. I was like, man, what's drifting? That was something new. And then after that,
I remember that when that movie was out, it was happening before, right? That's where the movie got the ideas from. But once people saw the first one, everybody was like trying to tune their car out, and like put the lights on, the neon lights and all that.
Fast and Furious is responsible for all the ricers out there.
It sure is. It really is.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I definitely. I kind of wonder sometimes because there's rumors that he was sacrificed by the
Clintons.
Was it the Clintons?
Well, I've heard several rumors too.
Okay.
One of them is that he was going to expose the Clintons through his foundation about their child trafficking, and he was going to expose them, and they caught wind of it, and that's how he ended up crashing because they think they got that guy who drove his car, because they were saying it's weird because he never let anybody drive his cars, never. But that guy drove, and then he somehow crashes in going 100 miles into a pole, catches on fire. So
wait, so hold on. So it wasn't Paul that was driving the car. I guess I never caught on to that. I thought he was the one driving the car.
Yeah, I never knew about that either.
No, from what I heard, that the other guy was driving. That's why he wrecked.
Didn't know that. I thought it was Paul driving the car. So he never used.
Unless I'm understanding that wrong, but
so he never lets people. Yeah, let's look it up. So,
there you go.
Because he never lets people drive his car, but somehow this guy ended up driving the car. Was he like really great friends with him, or like what was the story?
Supposedly, I guess, I don't know. Until he ran it into the wall.
That's interesting.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I thought I heard somewhere that the other guy was driving.
Walker died in a truck in November when he and Roger Rodas crashed into a tree while driving a Porsche Carrera. Oh, I love those cars. Porsche Carrera GTs in Santa Clara.
I'm glad he got to drive that.
He was 40 years old. Rodas was driving at an estimated. He was driving the car.
So he was driving it. So they're saying that they probably got to him and made him crash.
And who's this guy, Roger Rodas? Let's see who the fuck he is. So we can clone him and kill him properly. I'm kidding, okay? We're not going to kill anybody.
No, we got to put a disclaimer now because of you.
They're about to be after you.
Oh, Jesus. Well, come on. I mean, how many people aren't talking about doing in what's her name, Yolanda Saldivar when she gets out of prison?
I think she died already.
Out? No,
she's
alive and she's almost out of prison.
No, they denied her bail. She's staying in
there. Did they?
Yeah.
Huh?
I could have sworn I saw that she died.
We're looking at that one next.
No, seriously, I thought.
No, she's alive, dude. Roger Rodas, the man believed to be driving the car in a crash that killed him and actor Paul Walker, leaves behind a family, a charity he founded with Walker and friends and fans of his own. It seems like he was a racer.
Seems like he also was close with Paul. They're probably friends, something like that.
He seems like an all right guy. Seems, right?
I mean, this explains why Paul maybe let him drive the car.
Right, because he's a racer. He knows what he's doing, and
it's also someone close with him.
It seems
they
like
had a charity together.
Yeah, they founded this charity together. So he seems like he was probably a good dude, but who knows, right? Yeah. Who knows what's really going on?
That's what everyone's saying is like Walker was gonna expose the Clintons for their child trafficking and all that stuff, right? And then when they caught wind of it, that's when he crashed and died.
Well, and that's why I say it seems like I don't mean any disrespect to the deceased like him, but like you never know. Like you will hear about people where they're like, oh, they were really great people, and then later you find out these really dark secrets about them, and that's why I say that, because you don't know what dark secrets people are harboring. You know what I mean? I mean, he could have definitely been a great person, and who knows if he had anything, and then the Clintons were going to expose him. And maybe his family, and he was just like, sure, I'll bite the bullet and do that rather than my truths being found out. Because you never know what people are thinking. It happens. Yeah. So, I mean, it's unfortunate that's, how everything went down, because Paul, the same way, seemed like a really down-to-earth, really nice guy. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anything on him that was like, oh, man, that guy is, terrible or whatever.
Yeah. He loved his cars. He loved racing.
Yeah.
And then, this happened. And which was sad too, because I've heard too that he was just repairing his relationship with his daughter, and they were finally getting close again, and then he passed away.
Oh, that's sad. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah,
So.
Okay. Paul Walker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him back. How about you?
Who would I bring back?
Yeah, entertainment wise. Movies, music, it could be whatever.
I think Michael Jackson would go hard. Imagine if we had modern pop Michael Jackson right now.
Yeah.
Imagine like the collaborators with like different current rappers and stuff. Like imagine Kendrick and Michael Jackson.
Do y'all think he did it?
What? Oh.
Oh, come on. Come on, we're all adults here.
Are we? Alec doesn't look like one, though.
Hey.
Alec looks...
And there it is.
That's good. You look very young.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
Very full of energy.
He's saying that I look so young and handsome.
There you go. If you had a camera on you, people would understand.
Well, it'd just be my top half. You wouldn't be able to tell how short I am.
He is pretty short, everybody.
Yeah, guys. Alec is actually pretty short. I'm a short person myself.
And he's
Alec's still a little bit shorter than me.
And he's shorter than Sal, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Truly.
But yeah, I had the Michael Jackson for sure. I still jam to a lot of his music.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of... It's really tough sometimes, I think, but it depends on how you view things, right? Like, to separate... the entertainer from the person.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Will Smith, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really... It's been tough for me to come back around and try and watch some of his movies.
Yeah.
Just because of what he did at Chris Rock.
Oh, that.
Yeah, like I'm like, I didn't like it.
Yeah, Chris Rock should have.
I didn't like it one bit. Like I was like, dude, you didn't have to do that, bro. It was totally unnecessary. He's a comedian. He's up there making jokes. That's what he does.
And plus, it was written for him.
Yeah.
It's not like he was the one that said it on the fly.
And even if he did, that if you're able to sit there and let this guy clown on other people and be able to laugh, you should be able to laugh at when he's clowning you or your family. Yeah, it was just unnecessary. So after that, it was really tough. Until recently, I actually went back and watched iRobot.
That's one of his better movies.
It's one of his better movies.
I like that one.
It was a great movie until recently. I went back and watched it.
iRobot might be being true, too.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Musk is already working on some AI stuff.
Yeah.
And China's already got some androids working.
AI stuff's going crazy.
Either China or Japan already got some AI, some androids up and running.
There's this account on Instagram. I don't know what the account is, but I've ran into a couple of times where it's like this AI of, it's always like the same, usually the same three people mainly, but it's Leonardo DiCaprio. What's that chick's name from that played Harley Quinn?
Oh, Margot Robbie.
Margaret Robbie, and this Hispanic girl.
Sofia Vergara.
No, she plays Wednesday.
Oh, Jen Ortega.
Jen Ortega. It's always those three mainly. That's like an AI generated thing that this account. Well, like it's actual people, but they incorporate the face as AI. But it looks so real. Like you really have to look at it and be like, oh shit, like that's not them.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have to realize it with what they're doing. Like, okay, that's not them.
Yeah, there's no way these three people would be together.
Yeah,
all the
together
time.
so consistently. But it's kind of cool to see, but at the same time scary. Like you're like, holy crap, they're making it seem like these people are really doing this and they're not even really there.
It's eventually going to get to the point to where not only can you tell, like not only are fake crimes going to be used to accuse people because they made an AI of you doing something, but also when people actually do something, they can claim it's AI.
Doo-doo.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the thing too, it's not even just visual. There's audio too.
Yep.
Like now they can like your voice. And actually Chris, who's been here on the podcast for like Roof Buds.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I don't know, I think he probably did it on the sit down where he showed us, hey, look at this video. And it's like an advertisement. And he's like, I didn't even do that. He's like, that's AI. It wasn't even me saying that and being there. I'm like, what?
I heard a story that apparently someone who murdered a woman, just in case it got caught on camera, like on security footage, he wore a fake finger, a fake sixth finger. You know why he did that?
Why?
So that way, whenever they look at the footage in the courtroom,
They say, oh,
point
there's
out the
six
sixth finger
fingers.
and be like, it's AI.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Whoa.
I mean, he's terrible for murdering someone, but I gotta say that's kind of big brain.
Oh, yeah, you thought outside the box for sure.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? How far can you go?
Apparently, there's no, I guess, what am I trying to say here? I guess there's an endless amount of where you can go, I guess. Like, there's never a stopping point. Like, I don't know, something like that.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah, something like that.
But still, AI is freaking, it's
scary.
It's scary. It's getting dangerous for sure. Like to think that somewhere out there somebody will make a video and have like a whole thing of you doing something and you were never even there. And that's the whole thing too with like what he talked about with like this guy that murdered a woman and this and that, right? What stands out in court? What stands out in the legal system?
I have no idea.
It's not about what you say.
What you see.
It's about what you can prove.
Oh, okay.
So if there's a video and audio of you supposedly saying something, that's the proof. But because AI makes that to where it's like, it makes it look or seem like you did something, said something you didn't, how do you disprove that? How do you say, you can't tell them, no, that's AI, I wasn't there.
It sucks both ways because, like in that guy's case, not only can you not disprove a fake video of you, you also can't prove a real video
Of you.
Yeah.
because you could say that's a fake video.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a huge. I think it'll be a huge issue.
Oh, yeah.
No, and so back when AI was first started and people were messing with it, like it looked so choppy. Obviously, you could tell. You're like, oh wow. I mean, like you're going somewhere, but that looks messy. Now it's like, I'm sorry, what? Is this real?
Is that you?
Is that really you?
No, it's not me.
I know.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it's no longer you can't say, well, I wasn't there. That's AI. It's like, how do you disprove that?
You can't.
They're like, oh, well, we have video. What do you mean? Like, yes, but it's not me. It's AI.
It'd be easier for a vlogger because they always wear GoPros on their chest.
No.
It'd be easy for them to disprove it.
We're going to have to start walking around with like, that's how it's going to turn out. Like we're gonna have videos, like we're gonna have cameras, and then those cameras are gonna have like a certain specific code to us.
Oh, okay.
So then when they're like, okay, well, where were you then? Okay, well, here's my camera. Okay, ID number, and they're like, oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, okay. Hey,
You weren't there.
You're free to go, buddy.
That is AI. Yeah, you're good.
Why not?
So who killed her? Well, who knows?
Who knows? Wasn't me. That's all I know.
It wasn't me. That's as much as I know. Thank you.
There's a video of you doing it. That's AI.
That's AI. Bro. You just seen the footage. I was here. I don't know what you're talking about. Wasn't me.
And there's so many loopholes to things too, especially with technology when it comes to computers and stuff. Like so many loopholes, bro. It's insane. What amazes me is like with my job, right? How people, like they'll get a new device, and I mean, I feel for them. I get it. You get a new device and it's crappy, like it's not working right. I get it. It sucks because you're like, hey, it's a new device, it should be working right. Yeah, you're right. But it always gets me how they're like, well, it's new, should be working. Like, how do you expect perfection from something created from imperfection?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem reasonable. Mm-hmm. You can't expect a device to work perfectly when it was designed and built by an imperfect human being. Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Once it gets smart enough, it'll start recreating itself better and better and better. I heard a lot of people say that the most dangerous thing we can do is teach an AI how to build itself. Because once it learns how to build itself, in a nanosecond, it could teach itself 1,000 times. Like, it could rebuild itself 1,000 times in a nanosecond.
Well, yeah, that's true, because I know in Japan...
Well, that's why the Ghost in the Shell. I believe in that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to cut you off.
That's fine. I'm used to it from you. In Japan, when they made these two AIs, well, they had to shut them off almost immediately because the two AIs had created their own language.
And they were communicating
with each other, so they had to shut it off.
I knew that. I was like, yo, what the hell?
And they got scared. But that is the fire you're playing with, though. That's the dangers of the human mind, of how far can we take this, and can we control it? Well, you're not controlling an AI, clearly. Mm-hmm. These two robots created a language for each other so they can talk to each other and communicate.
And that's where I'm saying, when you're trying to do this thing, like, I mean, essentially you're doing it because you're like, how far can we go with something, right?
Yeah.
But how far can you go with something until you're playing God?
I mean, mark my words, we're going to have the dire wolf people versus the AI people war, where half of them are with robots, the other half are riding dire wolves.
I was going to say that.
The bio versus AI war would go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, that'd be pretty epic.
That'd be a good movie.
Yeah, that actually would be a pretty good movie.
Like, one side of the human race is cloning, the other side is making AI and robots.
Like, one side's living in this whole, like, technologically advanced type thing, and then the other part of humanity is, like, living amongst dire wolves, and they're just, like, coexisting together.
We need to sell that to Netflix.
But then, like, that technology and is really affecting the life of these that are living with the dire wolves, and they're like, we can't keep living like this, and so then they're just going at it, and it's little things, right? It starts small.
We just made Avatar.
It starts small. Like, it's like a robot comes in to the nature area and it kills a baby dire wolf. Mm-hmm. And then that sparks the war. And then it's like this really dope, like, and we cast Hugh Jackman as like the lead role for the dire wolves.
Okay.
And he's riding like a freaking dire wolf.
And he's yoked,
ready to go to war against.
And then we make the people
Will
blue.
Smith and iRobot.
And then we make the people blue.
No.
We
Kind of sounds like Avatar. But
yeah, a little bit,
little tiny bit. But we need to sell that to Netflix stat.
And then the side of like the technological advancement, like they're no longer even flesh and bones. Their consciousness exists within the shell, like it exists within the robots, and then that's how they go to war.
Okay,
as robots against Hugh Jackman and his clan of the dire wolves.
Okay, I got you.
I like this movie already.
Should write it down. Send it to Netflix.
We definitely need to write this down together and then send it to Netflix.
We should.
Yeah,
we should. What do you think, Alec?
I think I got something to show y'all real quick.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. Let's show and tell.
On the TV, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, not in his pants.
Whoa!
Whoa! Here we go again, guys.
Here we go.
Hey, that's me.
Hey, that's Sal.
Amazing. What?
Sal.
What?
Did you
just while y'all were making that in like 5 seconds.
Sal, what'd you pull out the glizzy,
What?
Sal?
Do that again.
Yeah, that's actually kind of creepy.
That's gangster.
Yeah, he looks so intimidating at the end. Hold on.
Yeah, look at the end.
The eyes.
The eyes just Look at that.
Holy.
Yo, I could have used a little bit more lotion on my
Yeah.
elbow right there. You know,
There you
but
go.
That's a
what
screensaver.
the
That's a screensaver.
But the fact that you just
Are we just gonna leave? We should just leave that
the
there for the
fact that
episode.
you just all things red.
Y'all want me to just leave that there for this episode?
No.
No,
Let's
put the
put our
logo back.
ATR back. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show y'all like how easy
How
it
quick and easy that is. Look at that. That looks like I'm doing that shit, dude.
I mean, he literally took minutes to do that.
Yeah, I just like went
Wow.
on my phone for like maybe a couple minutes, 2 minutes. I just typed in pulls out a gun and shoots.
That's
Oh,
insane.
So now I'm gonna tell Curran.
Nobody's gonna want to come in as my guest
I'm gonna tell my
anymore.
yeah,
They're gonna be
I'm gonna
like,
tell my
this
boss.
dude's shooting at you.
We can't let all things relevant come in again because he pulled out a gun and shot his buddy.
He put out the glizzy.
He shot Ruben just like that.
That's
It's like,
ins-
geez, what did Ruben say that ticked him off so badly?
Put out the glizzy.
see-
Now you gotta put a disclaimer again
Now I gotta put a discllaimer again.
because YouTube gonna take
And
it
all
down.
of it involves
Oh,
me.
look at what I did.
And prior to that, I was talking about killing the person that that killed who? Oh, the guy that
Paulo.
drove for. This is terrible.
This isn't good.
Gotta put a disclaimer now.
You have to.
I have to.
Yeah, y'all are definitely gonna need to.
Yeah, because if not, this episode's coming down. It's like, yeah, let's
Disclaimer: AI funny.
disclaimer: AI generated. Some of the things said were in all in good humor.
We are sorry. Nothing was true. He did not bring a glizzy on set.
Did not bring the glizzy on set.
He did not do that. We swear to God.
But you see how dangerous that shit is?
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy.
it is,
Fucking crazy.
and it's only gonna get worse.
Bro, if you were able to do that, Alec, then we definitely can make the movie and just sell it to Netflix. You know what I mean?
Well, I think there's a law about using AI to make.
Oh,
movies
yeah,
right
that's
now,
right. There is.
Which there should be. I'm glad. I personally am glad that there's a law on that. I don't want to take away creativity and art from people.
Yeah, it's true. Gerard Butler's got a new movie coming. No, not Gerard Butler. What's his name? Venom guy.
Oh,
Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. He's got a new movie coming out on Netflix. It looks pretty good.
Does he?
Yeah,
Okay,
ready to check that out.
nice.
I like movies.
I'm sure you do.
I like good movies.
Good movies.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just the other day, I saw Den of Thieves too.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh, it's a great movie. Gotta
Is
check
it?
it out. Gerard Butler's in there. Yeah,
I got you.
it's a great movie. Anyways, yeah, Michael Jackson coming back.
Oh, now I forgot what we were talking about.
We're talking.
we, we got
We're
off.
talking about cloning. You know.
We went from Michael Jackson to AI and just Sal putting out the glizzy.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm a clone Ruben.
Subin.
I just called you
Ruben.
Subin.
Oh, well, that's not nice.
Well, that's your clone's name.
Subin.
Okay, well, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
The one
Yeah.
that I got in my Benjamin Franklin attic. Closet, whatever. What was it, the
Basement.
basement? Yeah.
In the basement.
I got like Subin, I got Dubin, and I got Nubin in my basement.
Nubin.
Damn. He's got a whole army of me's.
Do you have a Cuban?
I have a Cuban. It's the Cuban version of Ruben.
The Cuban version. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Michael Jackson for sure. Great music. So like I was saying about, separating the artist from, or the, entertainer from the person. That was hard with the Will Smith till recently. I watched iRobot and then I watched Hancock. Because I
You were
wanted
doing what?
my hand was on my cock.
Whoa.
Hey, speaking of that, you know what my
Whoa.
favorite clone is though?
What?
Lubin.
Lubin.
Oh, damn. Here we go. No,
But no, Hancock,
No, he's not going to stop.
As I watched that one, and then also because I really loved watching Charlize Theron in that movie.
Okay.
Charlize Theron,
That makes sense.
get Theron,
That makes sense.
pretty woman,
Yeah. Very
gorgeous woman,
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
green eyes.
Okay. Well, where are we going with this now? Because now I got to stop this now before we get too out of hand here.
He wants to clone her.
Yeah, that'd be great. Young Charlize Theron. Come on, young Charlize Theron. Come on.
Okay, well, come on. Where are we going? You keep saying, "Come on." I don't know.
So music. So actually, yeah, movies. Right. So entertainment wise in movies. Paul Walker. Great.
Yeah.
Great choice.
Yeah, 100%.
Music wise,
Music-wise, yeah, Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
Y'all never answered me though. Do y'all
About
think he
what?
did it?
What?
Do y'all think he did it?
Did what?
Oh,
Oh.
that's a good question. You know,
Like with all
I
this.
like to think it's very safe to say that I just don't know, because like I feel like a lot of people with everything in life, they not to get like too, deep, but a lot of people with everything in life, they want an answer for everything, so they feel like they have to answer it. But I
Right.
think sometimes the most logical answer is to say I don't know, and I'm a firm practicer of the I don't know answer. But if I had to guess, if you're making me guess, I'm gonna say, damn. I'm just gonna say he didn't, because I feel like if you don't know, you shouldn't accuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If I learned more about it, maybe I'd change my mind. But I just don't know anything about it, and I think that if I don't know anything about it, it's not my place to say someone. It's not my place to accuse someone.
Right. Fair enough. Same for you.
Yeah.
Or
I
you
mean,
think he did it?
If like all the stuff that he was accused of.
Yeah, about touching little boys.
Oh, Sal, why did you have to say that?
That's what they said.
But I don't know. I've heard people say he didn't do it. I heard people say that he actually helped them out a lot. Like when kids were being sick, he actually helped them get medical attention. But I mean, I don't know.
Do we want to Google this one?
We can, sure.
Why not?
I kind of feel like it's one of those things where like
I feel like it just got blown out of proportion. I feel like it was one person that.
I feel like it made so much sense to like put him in that position because there was money to gain from it, but so let's see what that says. Michael Jackson was accused of child sexual abuse multiple times, but he was found not guilty in his 2005 trial. The trial involved charges of molesting Gavino Arvizo, including conspiracy, lewd acts of minor, and other related offenses. Despite the accusations and the civil lawsuit settlement in 1993, the 2005 trial resulted in an acquittal on all 14 charges.
Are these 14 charges all of the same boy?
I think probably all of the same boy. I guess they had to like separate the.
Because if it was 14 different boys, then I'd believe at least one of them's got to be like true. But if it's the same person over and over, then maybe it could be kept.
So on 1993 accusation, Michael Jackson faced his first accusation of child sexual abuse in 1993. Civil lawsuit in 1990. Chandler's parents of the alleged victims filed a lawsuit against Jackson, and then there was the 2005. He was charged with molesting Gavino Arvizo at his Neverland Ranch. Verdict: Jackson was acquitted of all 14 charges. So it seems like it was 2.
That's I don't know. That's a tough one because it's.
I feel like every famous person gets accused of a lot of stuff, and only getting accused of 2 things is kind of a small number. But I don't want to also say that I can never say I'm sure of either one, because I don't want to say that he didn't do something. Meanwhile, a kid was molested.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then doesn't that also sound bad to say that or think maybe he could have done it when he never did it? So it's a grown person being accused of something he never did.
It's
That's wrong too.
It's definitely a wishy-washy.
That's why I went with that original answer of I'm just gonna say no because I don't know much about it, because it's not my.
Because I know I definitely dislike it when somebody accuses me of something I didn't do. It's like, I mean, I can definitely be okay with it if I done it. Like, okay, do I feel great about it if it was something wrong? No. But okay, I did it, so I have to face the consequences, or I got to deal with that on my own.
I agree completely. I've always thought, if I deserve something, I just want what I deserve.
Right.
If I deserve good, then I want it. If I deserve bad, then I want it. I just want what I deserve. The moment I get something that I didn't deserve is when I feel salty or mad or unhappy.
Right. Like when you're accused of something you didn't do, right? Like there's like, oh yeah, but you did that. It's like, no, I didn't do that. Like it's fine if I did it. Like, hey, whether it's I'm sorry or whatever, or yeah, I did it, but don't give me the you did it and I have no idea what you're even talking about kind of deal.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
It's your phone.
Table farted.
No, it's your phone.
I think.
No, my phone should come on my watch.
You say you've been having trouble
I think
with
Poobin farted. That's one of my clones.
Why do you have all these clones? Why don't you have any clones of Sal?
Nope, not my phone.
Because he's not special.
Oh.
You're the special one.
Well, I don't know how to take that now.
I don't feel bad
Just
about it.
to me. Just to me.
Well, that's weird. That's weird.
Beautiful. For me, myself, I don't know. I don't know either. I want to say for myself, I don't think he did.
Yeah.
I saw this bit one time from that Dave Chappelle did. And the thing about Dave Chappelle, you have to understand his comedy is he's one of those guys that he'll laugh and make jokes about a lot of things that are very, very true. But he's also got a message within the jokes when he tells them. Yeah. One of the things, one of his bits that he did, he was like, he said to himself, like, you asked me if I think he did it. He's like, I don't think he did it. He's like, because how is it that this boy is, it was his wish to meet Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
It was his wish. He's like, and then he meets him, and then supposedly this happens. He's like, and how crazy is it that this was his dying wish? He got this wish to meet him because he was going to pass away. Mm-hmm. He's like, yet it's been a year or a couple years into the trial, and you're still not dead. He's if anything, it looks like you're getting better.
I mean, if you look at it like that, I mean, there's some truth to that. Though.
Exactly. Like that's the jokes with Dave. It's like, man, but yeah, you're right. Like, you're the one that requested to see him. You're supposed to be passing away, yet you're great.
I mean, it could have been a setup. I mean, who knows?
It's questionable.
We will never. Nobody. We will never know. Nobody. So we just got to leave it as like, I don't know, 50-50 maybe.
Yeah, sure. Fair enough. Could be fair that way.
Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. We were never there. We don't know.
Oh, look up Yolanda Saldivar. So she's the one that murdered Selena.
I could have swore I saw what she.
I want to say that she's.
How do you spell that?
So Yolanda.
What is it? Y?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Y-O.
That's YP.
Yeah. Oh, look, there she is. Yeah. Click. Yeah, Yolanda Saldivar. Click on hers. Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that.
No, yeah, you're
Go
right.
down.
No,
No,
ew.
she's not very pretty.
Go down. Oh, I guess she's not. I could have swore.
Look,
I saw
has
what she
Yolanda
posted.
Saldivar been released? Let's see that one.
No, guy. I just told you she got denied.
No, the woman convicted of killing Selena has been denied parole and remains incarcerated with her next parole review set for March 2030. No, that lady's dying in there.
No, yeah.
And honestly, she's safer in there.
Oh yeah.
Because when there was talks about her, like
People were getting ready to line up.
people were lining up. They were ready. They're like, it's on site when I see this lady.
They were ready to be.
crap.
They were ready to be 10 toes down.
Yeah. Wow. But I did see a documentary some time ago that had to do with the story of Selena and like things that they presented in the court that they were not allowed. It was not allowed to exit from there, but of course it it does. But it's actual documents, like that they were presented to the court about what was going on. And like Selena had, people don't know that in her trunk, Selena had her briefcase. She had briefcases ready and she was heading out. The story is that per the documentary, which a lot of people didn't like, which is fine. People see, the thing is, people idolize, and they'll see celebrities or other people as like the heroes and they're these great people, when again, without knowing what dark secrets people harbor. And that's not to say she had dark secrets. I think she just, imperfect human being living her life and whatever. But the document show that apparently she was having an affair with her doctor from Mexico that was her. What was he? He was some kind of plastic surgery type doctor. I don't know if it was for her ass or something like that.
I think it was natural. Was it?
That's what they say. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't know her.
I didn't either. But apparently she was having an affair with him.
Oh, okay.
And she was supposedly getting ready to leave the guy, her husband, Chris, whatever his last name is, to be with this guy. And apparently that's where a lot of the stuff comes into play with Yolanda, is because she knew about these things because they were so close. They were really good friends.
Well, wasn't she like her manager or something like that, or road manager or something?
She handled. She was the
money?
manager for I guess this platform that kind of was. It was a platform for basically engaging with the fans.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Kind of deal, and I guess they would sell the merch and stuff like that. But she knew about these things that were going on in her life, and that's apparently one of the things that came out in the argument.
Yeah.
That when she went to visit her and confront her about stuff, and actually that I think that supposedly what was said in the documentary is that was what the argument was, is that Yolanda was like, well, then I'm gonna tell people about what you're doing, or what's going on in your life. People are gonna know truthfully what's going on behind closed doors. But
Were we looking like, Alec?
We are right at 11:30, which was the end time. But
holy
take your time.
snaps.
Take your time. Don't feel rushed.
Wow, I didn't even feel that.
Well, now I feel rushed.
Yeah, now I feel rushed too. I don't like it.
Yeah, you don't want to turn out like all the clones.
I know.
Those poor
Be
clones.
like the bad the clones that were the first ones, the test, and they came out all goofy.
Yeah, that's duping.
Damn.
Wasn't that from I know Family Guy? They did an episode where they cloned
Stewie and Brian. I think.
Stewie. So Stewie cloned him. He did the cloning machine, and he had dumb Stewie or something like that. And then Brian was like, "Well, I want a clone too." And then Brian gets a clone, and they're all like,
Yeah.
But yeah, what entertainer would I want to bring back to life?
You still haven't answered that?
No, we were on Michael Jackson. We were talking about Michael Jackson, then we went to this. I haven't answered yet.
Okay, well, go ahead and answer.
Robin Williams.
That's a good one. I think everybody would want to bring him back.
I'd like to bring Robin Williams back. I think he was a really good dude that just suffered from a lot of, I think it's depression, stuff like that.
He was an alcoholic, I think, or something like that.
Makes sense.
He was a substance abuser.
It makes sense. A lot of that happens when you fall into those dark thoughts and things like that. You kind of dive into that, or you give into that because it just helps you kind of numb for a bit and not really think about it, or it helps to alternate your personality into this person that maybe you would want to be, or that kind of helps you get through something or whatever. But yeah, Robin Williams, Flubber was awesome. I think he was in a movie called AI. I don't recall. But he was in a movie where he's a robot that he's supposed to be like the caretaker for a family, like this family. He handles all the stuff. He's basically like a butler. And then basically the way the story goes, he ends up actually with technology advancement, he ends up turning into a real person.
Oh, okay.
It's a really good movie.
Oh,
and it's interesting to think that, oh, wow, that was like an idea. Now, with AI, you're actually able to make things look a certain way and be a certain way and all the stuff that's going on. So now I want to go watch that movie.
Nice. Real nice.
But yeah. What you got?
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Think I'm good too.
You good? Alec, you got anything?
Got anything you want to say? Any shout outs you want to give to a special lady, special person?
Special late? Oh man, I don't know. I've been having some trouble with the ladies lately. So, so I think I'm a hold off for now. But you know what? I actually update for y'all.
Okay. We love updates.
I texted my good friend. Nothing to do with my problems with ladies. I texted my good friend, Mashal, about all things relevant just now to see if she'd like to be on that podcast because I know y'all are looking for someone.
Awesome.
And I still think she'd be a good fit. So
Let's do it.
yeah, I'm gonna see. She'll probably reply within the day, and I'll send y'all what she says.
Cool.
Awesome. So y'all guys heard it here first. Possible upcoming female guest.
I don't see one. Okay.
Oh no way! It's crazy. Y'all are like all nervous, wearing extra cologne and everything. Oh,
Nah, not at all. Well, the thing as I was telling Ruben is that most of pretty much all our guests except for one, but it's unfortunately the one video that got taken off. Everybody's been it's been a guy, a man. We haven't had any female guests except for her, and then that video got taken off. So I was telling him like it'd be nice to get a different perspective, different set of eyes on things, and I was like we should get a female guest on our sit down, and we've been trying to shoot for that, but it hasn't happened. We had two in mind, I guess. Two, three.
you had the MMA fighter, right?
Right. The MMA fighter. It'd be great to get Amber on here, but that's a different situation. And then we were working on two other individuals, but they would be on here together. Just a little insight to you guys and how it is that we actually we plan certain things. We don't always just today we just did actually do something different that we just came in and sat and
this was literally by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, just to shoot the shots. But hopefully our next sit down we'll have a guest. We'll have something planned out that'll definitely draw attention in another form. But we always friggin' enjoy doing this. We love coming down here to Band Barracks, sitting down, chopping it up, having some good conversation, and hopefully we do get your friend a response from your friend and get her on here. That'd be great. Definitely.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Well, this is what I'm thinking. This has been a good sit down. Definitely when you fly by the seat of your pants.
Yeah.
I have shorts on though.
You
have pants on?
I have pants on.
Well, there you go. Flying by the seat of your pants. And we'll try to have someone on next time. Hopefully it's Alex's friend or these two people that we're trying to work on getting on with us. Either way, we'll work on getting someone on here for everybody.
Maybe you could do like a if we're lucky, we could get everyone at once and do like a 4-hour, 3-hour, and get 2 done in one day or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll try that. We'll see. One day.
We'll
see.
Just like one day, and it already happened was they got the dire wolf,
There you go. See? That the dire wolves people. Be wary of
We
that.
came full circle.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
That's how you should do it.
Alrighty, guys. I think that's going to do it for us. All things relevant. It was really good sitting down and having this chop up. So can't wait to see you guys on the next one.
Thank you. Comment what y'all think about the direwolves and clones. And who do you want brought back? Nice.